holistic market, and we have a bunch of vendors here, so they've already experienced those vendors. You want to shout out a couple?
You know what? We want to shout out to Felicity.
This is good.
That was a good call. We got to remember which cup is ours.
Okay. So we also want to thank Ronin Art House for allowing us the space. It's a beautiful space, and we have utilized it to the fullest capacity.
Yes.
So
We also want to acknowledge One Little Parrot.
yes,
Hooking up the moisture that I have going on right here in the front.
I'll be next.
Yes.
So today we have two special guests, Meg and Avi. They are the creators of Sweatwork. Sweatwork, we'll let them tell you about what Sweatwork is, but today we're going to be talking about abundance because they've created their business off the idea of abundance. So please help us welcome Meg and Avi. How are you guys?
So good.
Super
Thank
good.
you so much for having us.
Thank you for
I
coming!
I think the hugs are happening.
know. I know, right? We just need all the hugs, all the energy. So good.
Okay, watch the team. Watch the team.
Yeah, watch it.
Alrighty, so first of all, we want to start with what is Sweatwork?
First of all, I gotta say, shout out to pasta salad because that thing is amazing.
I made that, y'all. I was so like insecure. I'm like, I never cooked
It's
this
so
many Thank you.
Very good.
Awesome.
Rock
Alright.
it.
Our business, Sweatwork. Tell us about
Anything
it.
else about the pasta?
Cut
Figuring that out. Sweatwork is it's a newer concept. Avi and I got together. It's a fitness community network, so it's meant to be inclusive. There's just so much competition in the fitness world. I'm a fitness instructor. I'm a manager of a fitness studio. I have tons of friends who do the same thing. And there's just so much competition, it's just this studio versus this. And instead of empowering each other, there's a lot of tearing each other down. And that was just something that I wasn't comfortable with, especially when you have this amazing platform that is fitness. So we got together and decided, hey, let's start really building on the community aspect of it, We're called a fitness community. They have fitness competitions. Those are great. I respect those people so much. But we're a fitness community. So why don't we make it a community?
That's
beautiful.
That's awesome. I love it.
That was.
Yeah, so in December, Meg invited me to an event, and I just thought it was going to be another spin class, and I was like, yeah, of course I'll show up. I love Cycle Bar and everything that you guys are about. And I showed up, and she had invited very specifically like 2 people from a bunch of different parts of town and different studios and things like that. And I showed up, and the thing that really stuck out for me from that event was energy. I think that for me, that was the biggest part of it. And I was in that room, and you just, when people are, it's not just students, you get people that are in the industry and things like that. There's just so much energy that, you can feel that they're devoted to the cause. And I think that when I had to leave early, I remember that event too, and I was like, dang, I really want to connect with everybody after this. And I was like, I really wish I could network with everybody. And I told Meg, I was like kind of nervous about the next one. I was like, we have to do this again. We have to do this again somewhere. And she was like, I know everybody. I'm gonna connect us with everybody. And I was like, I'm gonna take the backseat on this. So she knew everybody, and she started connecting people. And I think Meg's amazing at that, and she brings a lot of energy together. So.
I just want to say, so if y'all have never taken a class with her specifically, I've taken spin classes before. But I had like some breakthrough moments. I was boo-hooing, and it's like she knew exactly when to turn the lights off because it was like right when I was breaking down.
She plays Drake like right at the right moment.
And then, then she took me high, and I was like, yes, I got this. And I was like, oh God. I mean, it was just a whole experience.
It's really incredible.
At one point, I was like, if we were connected to like some power lines, we could power some shit.
Oh,
yes.
If we ever do that,
So
like let's
good.
make that business happen.
Yes.
Because
We gotta
I was
do
like,
that.
damn, we could be getting paid right now. Like, I'm
All
excited.
the feels.
Yeah, so I went through like seriously so many different things in that one class. So thank you for that. I
Thank you
just
for your
want to-
energy, honestly. And Avi was right. The energy is just, it's contagious, and I've taught a million spin classes, and getting the right minds in the same room and that collective energy is just something that it's unparalleled. So
Yeah,
like,
you could never do that yourself. It's better
No.
together. That's the whole concept of abundance. I do want to talk about how I even met both of you, how this even came to fruition. The idea of abundance and support is so important because I moved here 2 months ago and I randomly reached out to Meg, and she was, from the very beginning, extremely supportive. I hadn't even told her my story or anything. I just reached out and I invited her to a yoga class of mine. And it wasn't even a class, it was like a promotional video. So she came, and then she introduced me to Avi after I came and supported one of her events. And then Avi, it just was such a divine situation. And the more that you reach out to people, the more that you support people. Avi showed up to my class and supported me. Him and his girlfriend came. And really believing in each other, keeping each other motivated, figuring out ways to collaborate and push each other forward is so important.
100%.
So
You cannot do this by yourself.
you cannot do this by yourself. So what do you think got you to the point of changing your mindset towards abundance? Was there a specific thing that happened in life, or was there something that you read, something that you realized?
I don't know if there was a specific experience. I'm sure there was, and probably multiple. One phrase that I love is 1 + 1 = 3. You know, and there's that mentality where people see things as they are, and that's like a 1 + 1 = 2 type world. But if you get into this mentality of seeing things not as they are, but as they can be, and that's where that whole like 1 + 1 = 3, where it's like I can do something on my own, you could do something on your own. Together, they would equal 2. But the things that we could do together is just so, there's so much pure energy in that. And getting more people and just making it as big as you can, involving, I mean, I've met so many amazing people. And it's just that type of mentality is where we're going.
And that's what we're doing here. I mean,
Right.
you know, this idea to have a space where we talk about how to take these very yogic practices of, you know, recognizing abundance into transmit that to people, where we could teach a class of 10 people and, you know, that eventually trickles down into other people. And once we put it online, we're able to multiply it, and we've been able to do that together.
Exactly. We want you guys to think about some issues that you might be having with abundance. It's so easy to come from a place of scarcity and fear naturally, especially when you're an entrepreneur, that there's not enough and I need to starve you in order for me to have enough. So if there's any questions that you have, in just a little bit I'm going to take questions just so you have time to think. A question that you want to ask us that we can touch on for you. What about you, Avi?
For me, it was a lot that I saw. So I started, my background was in running actually. So I started doing a lot of running, and I used to run by myself all the time. And I think there's a lot of beauty in being by yourself, but then what I found was that like running, yoga, cycling, rock climbing, like a lot of these activities that people think that they need to do by themselves, you can bring that abundance, right? And like we could do yoga together, we could cycle together, we can run together, right? Where I think that there is power in numbers. I think 1 + 1 = 3 is beautiful. I always heard 2 + 2 = 5. But I think that there are, like you said, even with entrepreneurship, or a lot of things where we do think that we're so, like we're in our own heads about it, and we're so lonely, and we're so, we think that it's just us, but there are so many people on this journey as well, and like, I think it's what's key though is finding those people that do bring you up.
Absolutely.
Well, right? And maybe there are people out there that even in this abundance, that there are people that bring you down, and it's recognizing that maybe those aren't the people for me, right? That's not my tribe, right? So I think with abundance is finding that positive energy as well.
That brings up a huge point. Trusting yourself and trusting other people. Trusting yourself that you're going to select the right people, and trusting other people to show up for you and to support you and to have good intentions. One thing that I really learned was that I create my own reality. If I fear that people are going to take from me, or they're not going to show up for me, or whatever, that's what I'm going to see in people. That's what I'm going to attract. Rigid energy attracts likeness. So the more that I just took a deep, you know what, I don't have to have a plan B, C, DEFG, I can just ask for this, or I can trust in you, or I can work with you, and it's going to be a lesson for me, or it's going to propel me to the next step in my evolution. Either way, it's positive. What questions do we have from the audience?
I think
Go ahead.
I just have a lot of comments at what
Give
you
it to
said.
me.
Brene Brown talks about the concept of Brene Brown from the University of Houston Central Campus, researcher in social work and does all this and that. I work in an after school program. We were talking about shame and how shame is a powerful emotion and it can tear us down. And we need to learn to be vulnerable, to speak up, or speak our truth. When we own our truth, we can rewrite the ending, is what she claims. I think it's powerful that we also build a community of people like-minded, but also a community of people that challenge us, that allows us to grow. And I think it's important and key that we have this sense of like who we are as a person and how we can carry that amongst ourselves with other people. Understanding our light and our darkness, and understanding what type of people are we attracting? Are we attracting people that we relate to this kind of brokenness, or do we attract people that comes out of joy? And so that's the type of power or energy or feeling that I want to encapsulate and share with the world.
That is so beautiful. That attraction piece is so important because we literally attract what we need for our own growth. So when you don't like someone, or you don't vibe with them, or something bad happens, you attracted that, and you are uncomfortable because there's something within yourself that needs to grow from this. That's a really great point.
Very good point. I just want to, I know we're going to go and maybe take a question, but before we do that, I just want to say that in this is all the law of attraction, this is all the manifestation that we talked a little bit about before we started recording. And whatever you envision, whatever you create in your mind as a vision does show up. And you have the power to change whatever is in your current reality. You can change the narrative, you can change the image based on whatever you desire from within you.
That's beautiful.
I just want to add to that. Your thoughts, what you speak, what you feel have to be in alignment. It has to be more than just thinking, because you can think it all day, but then be counterintuitive because you're speaking against it. Oh, yeah, I want a great business. You're thinking that, but you're like, oh my God, they're not going to call me. Nobody wants what I'm selling. So now the universe, the energy is fighting against each other because it's not in alignment. So,
100%. I agree with that.
Yes.
Like, that's so true. And I think, if you want to live something, you speak it, and then to speak it, you think it. But even to think it, you have to believe it, believe down to your core, internally. And that doesn't mean, you're not ever going to doubt yourself. It doesn't mean you're never going to come across hard times. But internally, that some way it's going to pan out, And it doesn't always look like what you thought it was going to look like. Most of the time, it won't. So,
Slow might happen.
yeah.
Do we have any
I have a
other
question.
questions?
What does yoga evolution mean?
It's a good question.
So, and we had intentions on even going into that.
Yes.
Because this
We
is our
were
first
really
episode.
excited and turned up.
Yeah.
So we forgot the script that we rehearsed.
Which is great. It was really organic and flow. We had some stumbles in the beginning. It's okay. So yoga evolution. So Alicia and I had a divine connection piece. Also, we actually stumbled across each other on Instagram. Instagram
Yoga.
is all.
Yes, we'll put all of our handles in. So
Yes.
follow us all and be a part of our community.
So we saw each other and we, have the same characteristics. So we were like, oh, you're so cute. You're so cute.
That's good.
But it wasn't a superficial thing. We just, we both could see from each other's page that we could feel each other from our Instagram page, which is hard to feel people from their Instagram page. So I ended up going to an event that she was at, and immediately when we saw each other, with me, energy is like instant yes or no. Like, I'm hugging you, we're in love, or like something's happening. So it was like instantly like, okay. So we ended up, there was something I was doing on Instagram that I asked her to be a part of. And then she ended up reaching out and was like, you know what? The way that you operate, the way you do business, I want to bring these ideas to you. And we just decided that we wanted to be really inclusive. We want to create a space where people can evolve through their practice. So we're going to have a yoga class after this, and it's going to embody the whole idea of abundance. But get more depth, because I feel like people take yoga because it's supposed to relax them. This is supposed to be enlightening, but nothing's happening. They're not. You can only learn so much in just an hour of asana without the conversation, without the tools, without understanding how can I connect this and take this into my life. How can I be a better person? How can I grow? So we wanted to pose the question. Thank you. We wanted to pose the question: how are other people evolving in their craft? So I thought that these were two really special people to bring on, and you guys are doing a great job. I'm so happy to be a part of what you're doing. And we also have a giveaway, don't we?
Yes, we do have a giveaway.
How should we give it away?
I was just gonna say we did not decide how we're gonna do it.
Whose birthday is this month?
I mean, Avi's birthday is next week.
Well, the thing is,
It has to be a woman.
he has a woman.
He has
so
a
by
woman.
default,
She
gets the prize. Next time we will definitely have a gender neutral prize.
You know what? we will be
My bad.
gender neutral next time.
Yeah, we're being all inclusive. So, thank you.
But I wanted to touch on one more
Go
point
ahead.
that we talked about for the TV show. So I was out there looking for people who drew my energy and that were talking about things that I wanted to learn about, I wanted to know about as I grow in my journey. So I know that there's so many people out there who are like us that, you know, just need that confirmation that they're on the right path in all these different types. We're going to be doing a different theme for every one of these live recordings. And to know that, you know, this is a community and we are here and we want to collaborate, we want to work with you, we want to grow together and just live at the truest alignment with our mission. And we are changing the world through yoga. We're evolving the world through yoga and making it easy for you to be a part of it. Because we're going to broadcast. That's what Yoga Evolution TV.
So we appreciate our guests. Hi, friends. And we love you guys. And we hope that you stay for yoga.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I would not miss a yoga class with y'all. I'm just saying, life changing.
A little bit of Alicia and a little bit of jazz.
They're going to get a dual class from us.
Yes.
And yes, so we'll announce what the next topic will be for next month and who our guests will be. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Side note, if you are in Houston and you would like to join us for our next live recording, please reach out to us, yogaevolutiontv@gmail.com, because
Yes.
Gmail got the free email.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All about that.
All right.